Okay, then let's continue with the video. Sorry if you can listen to me very, very clear, but on this occasion, we are just going to retrieve the data from the database and also we're gonna delete it. So let's add on here a button. This is going to be the action section. And on here, let's put those buttons, okay? Let's look for those buttons on the Bootstrap documentation. Okay, let's look for buttons here. Buttons. You see this one? Let's see. This one that says info, warning, and danger. All, all these three. The danger will be delete, the warning will be like edit, and the info will be like, for example, I don't know, like archive or something like that, because we can archive things. Archive means that you want it to be like on a way that is not being shown, but is on is saved on the database. Okay. So after we make this, let's see it on the website. Let's see if I haven't closed the SAM control panel. No, I haven't. So we can go to the Chrome here and let's, I'm not going to update, okay? Because I'm not going to put on temptation Jesus Christ. Just let's, um, let's go to the database itself and try to make the connection. How we're going to make that? Well, in the display info, we have two options. We can create like uh, a a request, for example, and a response, for example. But only with the request is enough. And then we ask if request is equal to sample, then it will return this. Else if request, which has to be with the money sign, it's something that I always forget because I don't like it. Being honest, I don't like the money sign on PHP, but it has it. Request, if else if request is equal to, let's say, database, DB. Okay, now that we got that, we just have to make a petition. And before we make it, we have to make the connection, but we already make the connection. So it is just making the require once. And on here we make, we call the includes, which is secret, I think. Yes, secret connection that slash, and here it is what we want. And um, let's just erase here to clean everything. And did you see this here? We're just gonna make the call to what is up over here. How? Well, it is kind of easy, but at the same time, it's not that easy. So let's go to the PHP database documentation. And on here, we're gonna look for connection. We can make, for example, connections with MySQL and PHP. It should be PHP with MySQL. Let's see. Um, As it is not very clear here, let's just look for it on the Google nav bar, sorry, and that will save us time, okay? PHP connection and request string. No, request string, no. Request um, to MySQL, and that's it. With latest version, because we are using the latest version because of the navigator. The navigator and also the SAMP that we have is kind of the latest one. Kind of. It is not the latest. I always recommend not using the latest because sometimes when you use the latest, it can give you some errors and you will have to face them. And those errors are better to leave them to the creators of the language. If I had a language which is probable in a future, I would have to face errors and being honest, that would be like fun to me. And to the creators of PHP, I know that solving their own errors, that is kind of always interesting because they're always growing. And that's like the funny side of being a developer. Okay, let's look for the insert data. You see here, and we're gonna go down, and you see this con and the query. That's everything. I mean, it's not that difficult. We're going to go down here and we're going to say that we're going to add something. But there is something else that we want to do. And what it is? Well, we want a formulary to the book. We have two options. We can create a function to show the formulary. And that would be like request info. Instead of display, it will be like request info from the front end. But that's not very common. What is common is that you create a class outside called, for example, um, books or not books, book PHP. The set, okay, it's interesting is that here it says books, and it's book. Let's fix it here as well. Okay, what I'm going to do is simple. I'm going to create a class again. And in this case, I'm going to say that this class is going to be a book. But the difference here is that this class is going to have a constructor. This is the time where things are going to become kind of complicated, but it is like climbing a mountain and then going down, okay? So let's do it. Constructor on PHP. Let's see. Okay, you see this fruit. Okay, here it says constructor this name. This is what we need. And these two functions, you would see how it works. Okay, I will show you right now. Instead of color, let's remove it by the moment. And on here, you see this name. Instead of name, let's copy it all the times that we have here one attribute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's copy it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's copy the arguments. 5. Let's say that this is the title, and this is a title. This is the author, and this is the author. This is the price, and let's put on here, sorry, author, price, and let's change it price. And let's go down here. You see the stock ID. Okay. Stock. By the way, on here, close to this street, they have a children park, and I saw one kid. It was very funny because he was he was surprised when I said that I was from the Powerpuff Girls. He he was saying, "No, no, father, I don't want to go from that place. I want to go from this place." And the father was saying, "Come with me." And he was saying, "No, no, no." When I told him, "I am from the Powerpuff Girls. I am Brick," he opened the eyes like, "Ah, this is Brick." That was very cool. Let's see this stock here. Let's put stock, stock. So no, it's not stock. Study. Let's let me put my t-shirt. I was making something to stretch my body. Okay, ID. Let's I'm gonna activate my camera if you wanna see me. I don't know. And it is activated. Let's if you want to see me, let's put it on here. Well, being honest, it doesn't want to work right now. What I'm going to do is that I am going to let's continue with the stock here and the ID. And this is title, okay? Title. And you see all those variables that are here, we're gonna put them, we can even put them as private if we want, because we're gonna retrieve them from the database. So title, private, private, author. We copy again, private price, private um, stock, private ID. And okay, this name, get name, okay, book. Okay, what we're gonna do is super simple. You see this that is up here? We're gonna put it on here. And let's go and make the retrievement of the data. In this occasion, instead of get name, it is get, for example, get in get DB info. And in here, we're gonna put title, title, uh, author, price, stock, and ID. And when we're gonna do that, just title, Um, copy, paste, author, paste, price, paste. Remember that Jesus does not see as men see, okay? And ID. Jesus Christ said that once. Okay, now you would say, okay, Rina, but is this actually going to work? Yes, it is. Um, this is going to get the data, but we have to return it. For us to return it, we have to make we have like two options. We have the option of making conditionals, or we can retrieve it as an array, as I did it before. And being honest, that's the most practical option. I mean, to do exactly what we did before. This constructor is necessary because this is what is going to call the arguments. And this get is necessary because this is what is going to make what is private public. We can even make this function private as well. I don't know if you knew that, but it doesn't have much sense. It is better to put a protected. Protected means that it won't be called unless by using the class, because there is another way of calling things without making the instance of the class. Okay, let's make it a protected, and in this case, let's go and this is simple. We're just gonna go and make it possible. How? Well, um, yes, let's make the array. Return new array. By the way, I drank my juice after I made my exercise. I made my exercise because I was very tired. Let's see the array here. Array. Okay, we're gonna put it just in this way. You see this equal sign? Let's just make Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D, and let's erase everything that is on here. And we're gonna put the value of these things as if it was an array, like this. Uh, sorry, it has to finish with comma. Ya voy, mom. Okay. Array title. You see this title here? We just have to point to the title that is on there. But for us to finish faster, let's focus on what we're doing straight. And now, instead of this title, we're gonna remove this and point to the arguments that are coming. And the array says that it's unexpected because it has a new here. And that's it, that's it. Believe it or not, this is going to retrieve to us a complete array. And this complete array can be manipulated to have, sorry, the information from the database, which is going to be super interesting. You will see. Um, let's make it. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to make a require again, but in this case, it's going to be This is the microphone. I don't know. Okay, book. I'm not using my earphones, by the way, because they are kind of delicate, and I don't want to ruin. Uh, maybe I don't want to put Jesus Christ in the test again. Okay, let's okay, we have it here. We have it. Uh, we just have to make a call over here, and we have to make a new book. And in here, we're gonna put the arguments that we require. In this case, is for example, let's say that we want another sample book that is going to be for the database, DB sample. Title, um, 7 habits of the most highly effective people. And okay, let's finish with, for example, the author. Let's put Stephen Nash, let's say, and the price, let's say that is um, $99, and the stock available, let's say that is 100. That's just example, okay? And number one here, the ID. Sorry, the number two on the ID. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just to take this books, sample book, and I'm going to create just another TR here, just for you to understand that this is going to work. And in the next video, we're going to make all the connections with the crew and everything, okay? Because my mother has just brought me food, and I would like to pay attention to that food right now. No, no, it's just, I'm just kidding, okay? Let me see. Here's his author ID. Uh, author. Oh yes, it says that it is as visibility that its visibility is not for this context, which means that what we put private is working. So for us to make it possible, let's just make it public by the moment, okay? And in the next video, I will show you the private detail. Let's close here and open again, and that's it. Okay, in the next video, we're gonna see this working, and if I am not wrong, I am not putting Jesus Christ in the test. So see you in the next video. If you don't believe me, just test it by yourself, and I think that it would work very, 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 very well by the moment. So see you. And remember that Jesus Christ loves you much, much, as I can't even say.